So talk into the mic.
Eat the mic. That's my old coach used to say.
All right, head coach Travis Mercado, Sophia Cornish, Gretchen Donnally. Coach, we haven't talked to you since before the Missouri Valley tournament. Just give us a quick recap of the Missouri Valley Open.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really great latter half of this first semester for us. We kicked off the year with our home open and our home duel. We had really great attendance and a really great turnout there, winning 2 duels and a great open tournament. We traveled to Texas for 2 road duels against RMAC opponent, Texas women's, and regional opponent William Jewell. Picked up 2 road wins. Really fantastic. The freshmen have continued to shine. And then we go to Missouri Valley, probably the biggest and probably one of the toughest NCAA or just collegiate women's wrestling tournaments in the nation. Over 700 girls, 70 plus teams. It was a fantastic weekend for us. One of our best Missouri Valley performances as a whole. 4 placers, right? Gretchen Donnally finishing runner up. Sophia Cornish finishing 5th. A handful of other girls, Marjorie McDaniels finishing 7th. Jaylene Sakona finishing 3rd. And then we had, I think, 6 other girls wrestling in day 2, just missing out on placing it in a very tough tournament with some of the top NCAA teams, top NAIA teams. So again, really one of our best performances. And I think for us, why are we seeing the success that we're seeing right now is the energy on the bench, right? Everybody's excited to be on this team, competing with each other, for each other. Freshmen are really coming and showing out, right? They're showing why they're one of the best recruiting classes in the nation, why they're wanted to come here and wear that CMU singlet and perform for us and perform at a really high level. It's just been exciting for us. We've had a really great time competing, and I'm really thankful for the opportunities that we've had over the past couple days, or past couple opportunities to compete and showcase our team, and really just kind of looking forward and getting excited for Las Vegas and the Desert Duels.
Then, girls, for you guys, what was maybe your experience at the Missouri Valley Open? Maybe what's something that you took away from your performances out there?
Well, it's definitely probably the biggest tournament I've ever wrestled at, and it was huge. It was intimidating. It was scary, but being surrounded by the girls, like, they give you that sense of confidence that only they can give you. And I would just get through one match and then the next and then the next, and they'd be in my corner and they'd be cheering me on. And right before my finals, I was stressed out and kind of scared. And I just had like 3 girls walk up and tell me that, like, no matter what I do in that match, they're going to be proud of me. And it really pushed me through like the whole tournament, just having them at my back, because it's match after match after match and it's exhausting, but it really is a chance to showcase. And I did a lot of moves that, like, I didn't think I could really do, and I could go back to my roots and what I was formerly good at. And it was a really good opportunity to see where I stand nationally. And it was just a fun experience with my team.
I thought it was really cool because all I was hearing is it's such a big tournament. It's really hard. So honestly, it was kind of no pressure, I wasn't expected to do anything, especially like a freshman. I wasn't expected to do anything. So I could just go out there and wrestle. And it was really, some of our first big college tournaments. We had the Maverick Open, but this was just a whole nother level. And seeing girls that I used to look up to and now they're in my same bracket was really crazy. And I had a lot of fun. Like Gretchen said, just having the girls, I could hear them during my matches cheering me on. And it was just a really cool experience.
Coach, for you, what was maybe your biggest takeaway of your wrestlers and how they performed at that tournament?
Yeah, I think it goes back to our bench energy. It's different. Like in a dual meet, it's really easy to have bench energy and that excitement. And I know Sophia and I were talking about it earlier today, right? It's fun to win dual meets because everyone's right there and everyone's cheering you on, and then you wrestle and then you're done and then you're cheering your teammates on. And in an individual tournament, it's hard to have that bench energy because, at some point Gretchen's got to go and warm up for her match. Sophia's got to go warm up for her match, and she's got to kind of lock in and be a little selfish. But we maintained that bench energy throughout that individual tournament. Like whether myself, Marissa, Jolyn, Harris were in the corners coaching, like we had 3 or 4 other coaches in the sense that our teammates were right there cheering them on, helping warming up, giving them support throughout the match, after the match. And I think that's something that really stood out to us. We wrestled really well. And I think it's because, again, we love wrestling here. We're trying to compete. We're not trying to win wrestling matches. I know that sounds kind of silly, but like, we're not trying to win wrestling matches. We're trying to compete at a high level. We're trying to enjoy wrestling. We're remembering what's important to us. That's different than just the outcome. Like, we can wrestle really, really well and, you know, win a match, and we can wrestle really, really well and lose a match and be okay with that. We can also wrestle a match really, really well and lose. And we can also, you know, for a lack of better term, like, not wrestle really well and lose. And so what that really has helped us learn is that, like, the outcome is just something that's happening rather than what we're striving for. What we're striving for is putting together a really awesome 6 minutes of wrestling. And I think we did that throughout the weekend.
And part of your response there is leading me to my next question. Really, for all of you, duels or a tournament, and why?
I'm not gonna give you a minute to think about it.
I'll go first. I think it's good. Me and Sophia already talked about it. Both hold like a special place, like, in my heart, in the sense of enjoyment, right? I love dual meets because it's a collective 10 girls wrestling, a collective coaching, you know, scenario. We are all doing everything together as a team, right? And that's where that's fun, because we did it together, right? 10 people are putting together 10 individual matches and performing as best as they can. Where on the individual side, again, the other part of that is I love the individual side because it allows you to showcase who you are and showcase what you are doing. And I think that's where, like, why wrestling is so unique, and, you know, for me, and why I love it is it's an individual sport, but you can't do it by yourself. You have to have those teammates around you to do what you want to accomplish.
I think I enjoy tournaments more just because you get to wrestle more. You know, you go to a dual meet and you lose, then you just lose. But if you go to a tournament, you know, you can always fight back. You're wrestling more people, different styles. And your teammates are still there. So I think tournaments.
I'm going to say duels because my entire high school experience, I was on that bench. I didn't get to wrestle in duels. I didn't get to do wrestle offs. I didn't get to be a part of, like, that dynamic atmosphere. And now that I have it, it's like mind blowing. How, like, cohesive the team is and how great it is to wrestle for one another, for the team as a whole.
Then we'll move on to last week. Go up to Chadron State. You take a smaller group of girls, but a couple of important ones in there. Just talk about how the team did and specifically those two that we're talking about.
What's that Mace song, Yankee? It goes "Welcome Back" by Mace, right? Like, Genesis Martinez, 4-time All-American, makes her season debut, going 3-0. That one was good for us. You know, coming off some surgeries from last year, not finishing where she wanted to at the national tournament, but, you know, still, you know, having resilience and finding a way to be one of the best girls in the nation again for the 4th time. It was fun to kind of start that hunt for that 5th All-American and hopefully a national championship that weekend. Isabella Morales made her debut going 2-1, losing a tough match against Simon Fraser. And then Allison Evans, right? And again, another freshman for us, really kind of showing, right? She had a great Missouri Valley. I think the 2 matches she lost were 1-point matches, and she came out and had a really great weekend. And as a whole, right, we wrestled really well. I'm very excited for where we're at. This gave some of our younger girls opportunities to compete, see some regional matchups that we're likely not going to see throughout the year, like a Minot State. Future NCAA, Jamestown kind of got to see where they're at as a whole as they go through their NCAA transition process. And see, you know, if I would say, like, our biggest rival, not only in the RMAC, but regionally, Simon Fraser, getting a sneak peek at them, really prepare us for our duel coming up next week in Vegas with them. They're just as good as I thought and better. They really only graduated 1 or 2 girls from their returning team or their team last year. And just giving us that look at them and getting an opportunity to see them and just scout that out a little bit for this upcoming duel. But again, really excited for how we're wrestling. And again, it goes back to great bench energy, excitement to be on the mat, a lot of positive energy, no negative Nancy's, and we're just ready to go out and compete and do what we want to do with whoever we're going to wrestle.
Yeah, and you kind of mentioned it. I don't want to look past it, but some important duels next week in Las Vegas at the Desert Duels. But I'm gonna go past that just a little bit. What's one of maybe the biggest things that the three of you actually need to do going forward to be successful when some of the bigger tournaments are going to start coming up here in February? What are you going to work through during the winter break, and maybe something that you need to improve on heading into the back half of the schedule?
I think we need to definitely keep the bench energy. The energy on the team makes us want to compete. Like, that's why we're here. Like, I didn't come here because I love to wrestle for my team, but that's like my reasoning now is that I just want to, work hard for them and succeed for them. And like, I enjoy every practice with them. And I think if we keep that element of joy and pushing it hard on the team, that'll be great. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I agree with Gretchen for like the team stuff. Me personally, I just think loving the sport, loving the process, the wins, the losses, just keep enjoying it.
I think, like you said, not to overlook things, right? Last year we lost the duel in Vegas to Simon Fraser. And while it ate me up a little bit inside to lose that opportunity to be the inaugural RMAC championship team, look how we finished at the national tournament. We finished 5th ahead of Simon Fraser, more All-Americans, right? So again, what happens in a single dual meet isn't going to decide the year. So, we're going to approach Vegas with the mindset that we are the best team out there and we're going to compete at a really high level. And if we walk away with a loss on our record, oh well, right? The most important thing is just continuing to work on our craft. Every match that we're wrestling is just data and notes for us to come back and train and take those and improve our skill sets, improve our match strategy, build up a better scouting report for ourselves, and then go forward, right? And again, national duels is a couple weeks right after that. And again, winning national duels is always something that's on our mind, but it's an opportunity for us to compete against McKendree, King, North Central, University of Iowa, Presbyterian, Lindenwood, Elmira, right? All these schools that are in the back east that we never really get an opportunity to see. So that's how we kind of approaching things is just opportunities to wrestle, not so much this is a chance to win. It's an opportunity for us to wrestle and compete and showcase why we're one of the best. Not necessarily I'm going out there to try to win. It's how can I showcase my skill set and take the skills that I have and how can I adapt them to the person that I'm wrestling. And I think that's going to be the main focus as we kind of creep into January, which is coming up really quick. And, then you start getting into February postseason, RMAC championships, regionals, nationals. And at that point, like we're just focusing on our best attacks, having fun, keeping that joy and that excitement. I remember when at Missouri Valley, like Sophia lost that first match in the semifinals, in the quarterfinals, one of the two semifinals. And we sat down on the bleachers and I was like, guess what? You now have your first college loss. That weight is off your shoulders now. Right. Like same thing.
That's
like,
a real weight.
Right. The weight is off your shoulders now. Yeah. Oh, well, you've already lost. No big deal. Now that weight is, you're not like, oh gosh, I have to if I have to win to stay undefeated, like, oh, well, you've already lost. It's out of the way. So, and again, it's the same type of thing. Like you got your first collegiate match at home. You got your first collegiate match win at home. It's off your shoulders. You don't have to worry about that anymore. So again, just finding that joy, reminding ourselves that it's just about wrestling and the outcome is going to be part of it.
All right. Toughest question of the day. Question of the week. Favorite or memorable Christmas gift?
I prepped Sophia for this one.
Where's my prepping at?
Sorry, Soph. I'm going to age myself here. I think it was 1994 and the Nintendo 64 came out and I unwrapped that. That's probably my favorite. Like, again, I think it's most memorable. You see pictures now of like kids opening that. And I'm like, that was me back in like 94. I don't know what year it was, but yeah, probably that. And then again, I don't know, just spending time with our families. Christmas was a big time with our family, grandparents, everybody would come over. So it's always been a big part for us.
My favorite gift was when all three of my siblings and I got Nerf guns, and I'm pretty sure one of my brothers shot me in the eye, and I kind of sat in the corner and cried because I was really young.
Mine's kind of similar. I was gonna say, we got laser tagged, me and my siblings, like that was pretty cool.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Word.
Thank you.
I told you.
Yeah,